It's an O, and it's an N, on. All right, so we know off and on. You can be on the lookout for those. All right, moving along down the hallway, I'm looking for signs. Okay, you're probably familiar with this one. You see it every day, but you might not know how to sound it out. So one of the things is that in school, there was a big controversy because people were teaching sight words instead of phonics. So basically teaching kids to memorize words instead of how to sound them out. So when you're learning how to read, it's kind of important that you treat reading like a puzzle and you try to figure out what sound does each letter make and then blend those together. Now with simple words, it's easy, but then there's all these ridiculous exceptions. But luckily this is a pretty simple one. I mean, you already know it's exit, but we're gonna break it down. So we have an E, which makes an S sound, X, X, I guess. And you might start seeing this X a lot, EX, X, X, X. So you could even spend a whole day on the lookout just for that X sign. And then what's the next letter you see? That's an I. Good for you if you got that right. I. And then next one, T, 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 T. So we go X, it. Now, if you're just starting out learning how to read, it can also be helpful to see, like, can I sound out the first two or the last two, or then you can start doing 3 letters at a time. So we have X and we have it. Put it together, exit. So when you're looking at the signs exit, try to recognize the letters and the sounds. Okay, going out, let's send some more signs. All right, so here we have a P, it just stands for parking,